Hi, everyone. I'm Terrence, the head of branding creative at Slice. I'm sure all of you have heard of terms like brand and branding, perhaps in relation to companies like Nike or the New York Knicks. However, all of you have a brand, whether you know it or not. Think of brand as the way your best customers know you. It likely includes functional things such as the fastest delivery or most generous portions, but also emotions. Perhaps it's the way you've been serving your neighborhood for generations, the way you know their names when they stop in, or that you occasionally throw in some Zeppelis for the kids. Your brand is the essence of who you are and why your regulars remain loyal to you. Branding is the way you represent your brand to the world. It represents the visual, the verbal, and the audible cues that people recognize and immediately associate with your shop. Let's start with a fun challenge. Which of these images represents Bella Napoli, one of the most popular pizzerias in the Philadelphia suburbs, owned by power pizza couple Karina and Carla? It's a trick question, all of them. Now, obviously, many of you haven't heard of this shop as you're not in their neighborhood. However, imagine if you were. Would you be able to immediately recognize one or all of these logos as the shop you ordered from just last month? Let's take a look at some other examples. From their logo to their packaging and even their app, Chipotle has established iconic branding that is immediately recognizable. Keeping in mind that they have nearly 3,000 stores, you can understand how important that recognition is. No matter where you are, you're able to spot a Chipotle and know exactly what you can expect from the food and the experience. Here's another one from the brand that brought Italian coffee culture worldwide and got us spending $7 for a cup of coffee. They've made adjustments over the years, but have remained consistent with using color and photography to make you feel warm and at home. Their green is also immediately recognizable, of course, but notice how they use gold and a consistent illustration style when they're talking about the rewards program. One more. Curveball, I know. However, do a good job with consistent branding, and something as simple as a color will flood a customer's mind with thoughts of your brand. That was UPS, of course. All right, so you're probably wondering what these huge corporations mean for your pizzeria's branding. Everything. Just like them, your branding tells a lot about what kind of shop you are. One of my favorite examples of pizzeria branding is Tony Baloney's. Tony Baloney's is not your traditional pizzeria. They're known for creating imaginative, off-the-wall food that is loaded in flavor, such as the taco pizza at the bottom right. Yes, that's a pizza. And you can see their branding reflects what they do. A little bit crass, a little bit fun. A classic Italian restaurant is not likely to include pizza subs and badass grub on their sign. There's another functional benefit of having consistent branding: expansion. Using the same branding across your stores not only makes it easier to get set up and taking orders, but it also builds more and more recognition of your brand. This works for Tony Baloney's and their 4 stores in the same way it works for Chipotle's 2,600. Establishing your pizzeria's branding is something you can do and likely need to do. This is one of the first things we do with shops in our Slice Accelerate program, as it helps make every other aspect of the program easier and faster. Let's take a look. Here's what we typically see with pizzeria branding: multiple logos, multiple business names. We call this fractured branding. These pictures could easily represent a dozen different Angelo's pizza shops, and not the one in Matawan, New Jersey that is beloved by locals. In these cases, we start by identifying some of the strongest aspects of what they're doing and build upon it. For us, we found some inspiration in the scripted version of their logo, but also a few other things that help make them stand out. That they've been around for almost 50 years, and that they regularly help locate missing animals by including flyers on their boxes. How cool is that? Our senior art director, Dermot Hall, and the team got to work. First, they refined that scripted Angelo's into a distinctive logo that incorporated their long-standing presence in the community. From there, they started applying the logo, the color, and some patterns across the shop's various touch points. While doing so, they made sure to keep the tradition of helping to locate lost pets intact. Here, you see a sticker for this missing pup on a box. But even when the sticker is not there, you see that it's printed on the box as well. The branding was also used across menus, staff uniforms, the storefront, paper and social media, anywhere a customer may encounter the shop. all of a sudden, that fractured brand we saw is distinctive and consistent. Whether someone sees a delivery car driving by, an advertisement on Facebook, or an employee going to work, they'll immediately know it's that great shop that's been around forever and cares so much about their community that they're even helping folks find their pets. Okay, you're not going to be Starbucks overnight, but there are some simple things you can do to start building relentless consistency. First, choose one logo and use consistent colors. Look around and take pictures of all the different logos and colors you are using to represent your shop. Choose one logo and one set of colors to use going forward. As a practical suggestion, you may want to use whatever logo appears on your main signage, as it is likely the most expensive thing to replace. This is exactly what we did with another Slice Accelerate shop, Baggio's. We created a logo out of their signage and applied it across every other touchpoint. Also, stay on top of those vendors you're working with. We've seen plenty of these vendors take liberties with shop logos, changing the font or colors based on what they have available. It might be convenient for them to do so, but it fractures your brand in the long run. Second, highlight what makes you unique. Do you have a signature dish, a particular method of cooking? Let people know about it. It makes you special and becomes something that customers will remember about your brand. Pizza Brain in Philly not only has some great pizza, but it also touts a pizza museum. It takes an already delightful experience eating pizza and makes it even more so, even more memorable. Use your brand across every touch point. Practice relentless consistency. Use that newly established logo and color anywhere and everywhere. The more people see it, the more they will recognize it, just like Bell and Applet here. And remind all of your workers that they represent your brand. The way they drop off a pie for delivery is just as important as the look of your menu. This is what customers will remember. Okay, this is the tip of the iceberg for how branding can help your shop, but it is a good place to start if you're just getting going. If you'd like to learn more about it, feel free to email or DM us. We'd be happy to put together some more videos to help your shop thrive. Thanks a lot.